Hey up and welcome to Callums Corner. Welcome to the vlog. Right, I've had a slightly traumatic start to the day. About 20 minutes or so ago, I came out of my shower and walked into my bedroom only to be confronted by two tortoises having a bit of boom boom is the only way I can describe that in a family friendly way. Now, before the mean monkeys start with any of their stupid filthy little rumours, that does nothing for me. It's not a kink of mine. I don't get off on watching tortoises shag. You know, I wasn't searching up on the hob for a bit of shell shagging. I'm looking after two tortoises. I'm tortoise sitting this weekend. I was meant to be yesterday. I was meant to travel up to London to play in the charity football match, Clash of the Creators. But this past week, I've had this horrible vomiting diarrhea bug, and I thought I just can't risk travelling. I'm just not well enough. Now, I was gutted about this. I was really down about it. Really looking forward to playing football again. Really looking forward to seeing my mates. Looking forward to being up in London. So I was proper down about this. And my friend down here on the Isle of Wight, I was speaking to him, and he said, well, you know, if you want, you know, cheering up this weekend, something to distract you, why don't you tortoise sit for me? I was thinking about going camping. You can look after my tortoises. Yes, please, tortoises. That's going to be awesome, I thought. You know, obviously, we're going to vlog it all. It's going to be great. Anyway, turns out that you can forget everything you thought you knew about tortoises. I thought they were these slow, gentle little creatures. In reality, it turns out that they are just sex fiends, basically. They're just scrabbly little creatures with massive appetites on many, many fronts. Anyway, let's turn you around and let's show you the little shaggers so you can see what we're dealing with this weekend. Here we are, the tortoises themselves. So this one, the bigger fellow in the corner, is the man, and he's called a Ross. And this slightly smaller one in the other corner is the female, and she is called Rachel. So you can imagine the scene this morning. I woke up to them scrabbling, all excited around their little enclosure. I thought, well, you know what? I'll have a shower, get dressed, and then I'll come up and feed them. So popped off into the shower, came back to find Ross on top of Rachel with his face kind of looking like it's half delighted, half in pain. I did not know what to do with myself. I was worried he was going to make eye contact with me while he was hanging out the back of this one. I just took myself out the bloody bedroom in the end and went and got dressed in the bathroom downstairs. Very uncomfortable. Anyway, they seem to have settled down now a little bit. They've had some food and stuff and they're resting. But yeah, these are the tortoises. Ross, who's pretty active, pretty awake most of the time, but there's kind of the looks of things. And Rachel, who is, I guess, in a post-coital state of sleep at the moment. Yeah, tortoises. It's exciting. Oh, God, there's so many grockles on the Isle of Wight at the moment. It's driving me mad. That's the Isle of Wight word for tourist, by the way, if you didn't know. I mean, I don't really mind grockles tourists too much. Most of them on the island are fine, but it's here in my village that it's mental. They're all so posh. There's a harbour here, and they sail in on their yachts and just flounce around, uninvited, all posh and entitled and rude. They're bloody rude. They ransack the co-op. Nobody food left in there, and if you come across one of them, they are downright rude to you. I just had an encounter face-to-face with one of them. I wanted to go to the co-op, so I popped on my lovely e-scooter. That should be a pleasurable experience, just, you know, carefully going through the village, wind through my hair, my scalp. You know, it should be nice. I should be enjoying it. But I went round the corner, and I was on the pavement at this point because a car was going past. I'm very respectful of the fact that there's old people and stuff in the village. I go slow on the pavement, so I only go on the road if they're empty. Anyway, I went round this corner on the pavement, and I'm going literally 11 kilometres an hour. It's only slightly faster than walking because I'm on the pavement, out of respect for old people. I go round the corner, and about 15, 20 feet in front of me, coming at me, is this posh woman in there. Must be 60s, 70s. It's hard to tell with the bloody makeup. So much makeup. Anyway, I face to face with her, and in this situation, I know exactly what I'm doing. I'd stop immediately so I don't startle people. You know, I'm more than capable, you know, with my brain of performing the calculations, checking if there's a gap in the road and just whizzing round them and stuff. I don't do that. I have respect for older people and them getting, you know, a fight and stuff. I come immediately to a stop and I get ready to push the scooter around them or go onto the road if it's quiet. I do this. I stop at least 10, 15 feet away from her and she's just glaring at me. She stops, doesn't come any closer to me, just stops, glares at me. I'll look over the road, it's quiet, so I go to get on it, but she's still glaring at me, so I glare right back at her. You're not having this, love. I glare right back at her. You know, no blinking, nothing. Also, as I go past her, I put the jot of my buttocks in a very kind of defiant jot to them, you know, just sticking them out proud. And I went past her very slowly. You have an eyeful of that, love. And I just sped off into the distance. But it really gets on my tits. You know, this is my bloody island. I live here. It's not your island, you posh thing. Honestly, it does my head in. It's mental at the moment. There are so many twats around. Like, I've been going on TikTok and YouTube Shorts quite a lot while I've been ill. Found them really addictive, actually. But there's so many twats out there. Proper epidemic levels now of twattiness going on. You know, during a lockdown, obviously you withdraw, you stay home. But I also withdrew from social media and stuff, like, just to get through it. I didn't want to deal with that much twattiness. But it shocked me going back on there how many twats there are out there. You know, I'm going to deal with it. I should have been dealing with it. I apologise to you guys. I feel a little bit like I let you down during lockdown, you know, just getting through it. But you know what? I'm only one man. I couldn't have solved it, but I guess I could have at least. You know, the corner's always been a place for the less twatful people to come gather and laugh at the twats, deal with them, and yeah. Well, I'm back in the saddle now. Don't worry. I'm going to do a video about lockdown and mental health and, you know, how fat I got. You know, it's not a nice thing to talk about, getting massively fat and stuff, but it might help some people. Some people have asked for that kind of video. So I am going to do that. We'll examine, you know, exactly the fatness and what happened during lockdown, and hopefully it will help some of you. That's what being a leader is about. Well, it is for me anyway, in this corner. Right, yeah, there's too many twats. I don't like them. We're going to deal with them. That's what you can take away from this. He's at it bloody again. Mate, you've got to take a break occasionally. There's other things in life. Right, I have just gone face to face in a co-op with something that would have slightly horrified me previously, but has actually turned into an incredibly cathartic experience for me this morning. So I'm going to talk to you about it. So I was in the big co-op in my village, and I'd done all my shopping, and I'd gone to queue up in the final aisle, and queue was quite long, and the people immediately in front of me was like this family. It was what I assume was the dad. He was holding a baby, and he also had 3 children with him. Now, each of these 3 children of varying ages were ginger. Violently ginger, bright ginger hair. It was like a little kind of staircase down to hell, a red-headed staircase down to hell. Anyway, the dad was there with his baby and the 3 little Weasleys, and normally, like previously, a year or so, 2 years ago, that would have like horrified me. I would have been like properly on my guard about this situation. That much ginger just there in front of me, confronting me. But actually, I was able to feel a real kind of empathy with the guy. You know, he didn't invite this in. Well, maybe he did. Like, maybe he slightly invited it into his life. If the wife wasn't there, maybe she was a redhead. So maybe he did slightly invite it into his life. But that's not always the way it works with gingerness. You know, you can have 2 perfectly normal people, and they can be capable of having a ginger-haired baby. It's one of the scariest things about it, actually. It can be like a ticking time bomb. But I was able to kind of feel this empathy for him. You know, he had this slightly haunted look in his eyes. I don't know whether it's because he's kind of worried that his baby might be on the turn. Did look that way, like that one might go ginger as well, or I guess you always have your guard up, don't you, when you've got 3 ginger kids? It could have been that look. But I was able to feel like a real kind of empathy and, you know, feel sorry for the poor bloke. Whereas previously, you know, I would have been thinking, God, Christ, that much ginger. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? People with ginger children always seem to have quite a lot of them. I don't know, maybe they're Catholics. Don't like, you know, kind of the contraception kind of thing. Like if a normal person has a ginger child, maybe they're thinking, you know, oh God, bag it up next time. But a Catholic person can't. Or maybe it's because like God's more accepting of all kind of kinds and stuff, and they feel kind of, you know, at home and stuff. I don't know, but maybe there's like an interesting kind of study to be done there. But for me, it was a moment of personal growth. I was able to feel sorry for the bloke, empathise with him, and just, you know, didn't feel any revulsion for the kids at all. In fact, they were quite well behaved. You know, they were in that kind of ginger, kind of spooky way that ginger kids have, you know, where they're quite quiet and scary. But yeah, they were well behaved and I didn't feel any revulsion. So for me, it was a moment of personal growth, and I think that's something that I can massively take away from this lockdown. You know, I think I've grown as a person, which is, it's a good feeling. Hey, right, apologies, I haven't vlogged an awful lot today. Apart from my trip to the co-op this morning, it's kind of been rest and recovery for me. I'm trying to nurse my stomach back to full health. Good news is that my appetite is returning now. I've been selective in what I've eaten today. I kind of kept it simple. I had a potato waffle and some baked beans, which was absolutely gorgeous. It was lovely having proper food again. It just felt great. Actually, having not eaten for a few days very much, I've found that like my sense of taste is like stronger than ever. It's like healed itself and become more sensitive. You know, just normally I'd have quite a lot of salt and pepper on my waffle and baked beans and stuff, but I only needed the tiniest little pinch. All the kind of the flavours of it were almost overwhelming. Yeah, it was lovely. Also had a couple of Weetabix and stuff. Just simple fare, simple food, simple fodder, just to fuel. And hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to be a bit more adventurous. But yeah, that's been my day today. Taking it easy, just rest, recuperation, rebirth. Maybe not rebirth, that's a bit dramatic. But it has been a whole bloody week now, feeling rough. So yeah, it'll be good to be back on my feet and going properly again tomorrow. All he wants to do is do it. Big shell, big shell. Every single time I go up there to check on them, they're shagging. Honest to God, it's mental. They say turgid monkey loving. They should be saying turgid tortoise loving. They bloody love it. Jesus Christ. Ross, mate. Good morning to all of you. I'm working today, so I'm not going to have a chance to do a lot of vlogging, but I did want to check in with you before I start because a couple of things have happened, a couple of glorious things have happened, and the day has barely started. Number one, I have finally, after, you know, over a week of being ill, had my first proper, pleasurable, good, solid bowel movement, bowel evacuation, successful. Wonderful. It's a good feeling, you know. A proper poo sets you up for the day. Number two, there were more thunderstorms last night. I'm loving it at the moment. It's like storm season. I love thunderstorms. I love lightning. I was up for a good hour last night just watching it all. I woke up this morning kind of feeling reinvigorated, reborn. It suits my mood at the moment. Kind of a good thunderstorm, and there's loads of them. It's great. Yeah, anyway, as I said, I've got to work, so that is where I'm going to end the vlog today. I'll get it edited up as soon as I can. Got a few more videos coming for you this week, actually, me with you and a couple of other little things. Anyway, that is where we'll leave it. So massive, massive thank you for watching it if you have made it this far. If you did enjoy it, please do leave a like. If you didn't enjoy it, please do leave a dislike. I do always want your honest opinions. And yeah, thank you very much.